Bonjour à tous and welcome to French for a Day. This is my little French corner on YouTube where I love to share with you my love for France. I post a new video every Saturday and I love to talk about French beauty, fashion and lifestyle. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to refresh your makeup during the day and how to go from a daytime look to a nighttime look, how to get this fresh, beautiful complexion without removing your makeup. I think that this video is going to be very useful, especially now as we are entering the summer season, because I'm sure that I'm not the only one who works the whole day and then has to get ready for 5 to 10 minutes to go out with friends. The weather is beautiful and there is so much to do outside now, and there are so many beautiful cafes and bars and everyone is dining outside, so it's a great opportunity to meet with friends and to spend some quality time with the people that you love. So you don't want to spend a lot of time on your makeup, fixing your makeup of the day, but you just want to quickly get ready and look absolutely fresh and look your best. So we're going to go from this to this very quickly in today's video. Now today's video is not going to be 5 or 10 minutes, it's probably going to be a little bit longer because I want to take my time to explain to you the whole process. But then when you start to refresh your makeup and when you start to apply your tips, these tips that I'm going to share with you, it should only take you 5 to 10 minutes, even less than 5 minutes. It all depends on your personal situation, it all depends on your skin, on the makeup that you wore during the day and how it looks at the end of the day. So let's go ahead and get started. Now this here is going to be the final result of my refreshed makeup look, and this usually, if I'm not talking, is going to take me approximately 5 minutes to create, because I have been doing this for a long time, actually, for a very long time. So this is the look that I'm starting with, and I have worn this makeup for 10 hours now. You can see that I'm very shiny. I did not touch up during the day because I wanted to show you step by step how to transform this look and how to fix all of these imperfections and how to fix this makeup look. And here I'm going to go over different steps, and it's all going to depend on you and how your makeup looks to start with. As you can probably see when I zoom in my face, you are going to be able to see that apart from the fact that I'm very shiny, my foundation did not break and I don't have this cakey foundation. This is because I don't use a lot of product, and also I usually create my makeup looks in a way that they are going to last very well during the day. So if I was not demonstrating this video, I was just going to blot during the day once, and my makeup was still going to look quite fresh. Now the first step is going to be, I'm going to take a tissue and I'm going to peel it off so that I can have only one layer. So I'm going to need to peel this off. Okay, so this is what I have, and I am going to blot. Use this one to blot on my finger. I'm just, this is going to remove the shine from my face. And I'm going to go over my whole face. And this is probably the cheapest, the easiest way to blot. You can do this anytime during the day and you can see that immediately the look is going to be very refreshed. Okay, and this is the initial result only using this tissue paper. As you can see, some of the foundation is left on the tissue along with some greasiness from my face and some oil on my face. You can see now that it immediately refreshed my face and everything is looking so much better. Now I don't have cakey and I do not experience cakey foundation unless I'm trying new foundation. I just know the products that work for me and the application techniques that work for me. And if you're interested to know more about how I do my makeup looks so that they are suitable for everyday use, check out all of my French for a Day series. This is the place where I share with you, in this series, I share with you makeup looks that I actually wear in my daily life and makeup looks that are not camera friendly, but they look beautiful in everyday, for everyday. So even if you have just a few seconds to do that, if you use the right technique and the right product, you can see that my skin looks really nice right now. I could even leave it just like that, but we are going to take this step further. Now, if you're experiencing cakey foundation and if you have parts of your face where the foundation has separated, this is usually going to happen in this area, especially for people who have oily skin. one thing that you can do is take the tissue, wrap it around your finger, making sure that here on your finger you only have one layer of the tissue, and you can very gently stroke this area where you have some cakey foundation. This should be able to remove the cakiness of the foundation. It's going to remove also some of the product, but we are going to reapply now. We are going to fix everything. So if you have places where the foundation has separated, it still doesn't look good. Just these are the places where you can just pass very gently, but be very gentle because your skin might be sensitive and you don't want your skin to become red. So just stroke your skin a little bit lightly with a light stroke. You should be able to remove that. If you still have places on the face where you're seeing cakey foundation and this the trick with the tissue did not work to remove this cakiness and the places where the foundation has separated, this is usually going to happen if you apply more product, if you layer more products on your skin. Let's say if you apply primer and then foundation that has full coverage, or if you layer foundation and concealer, this is when this is going to happen, especially after 9-10 hours of wear. Just take a little face oil. I usually like to have this small ones because it's easy to carry. This is from Nuxe, but you can take any face oil that you have in hand. Just make sure that it's a light face oil. We're going to take a little bit of oil on the cotton, not much, but just a little. Okay, I'm going to show you now. So you can see here that the cotton is actually not soaked into the oil. It should not be. Take a little bit of the oil on your finger. That's exactly pretty much how much you need. Rub it on the place where the foundation has separated, on the place where foundation is not looking good and where your skin is not looking good. Just rub it very gently and then wipe it. Wipe this area with the cotton. This is going to remove all the cakiness of the foundation. Be very gentle to your skin. I have sensitive skin and you can see that even though I'm very gentle, you might see a little bit of redness here. Make sure that you're very gentle when you're doing this because you don't want your skin to become red. You are going to see on the cotton that some of the foundation is going to come off. And I don't wear a lot of product, so you don't see a lot of product here. But if you have cakiness and if you have a lot of product here that is separating, you're going to see some of the foundation is coming off. Now you can do this only with face oil. This is in my experience. Do not do this with micellar water because micellar water is literally going to remove the whole foundation and it's going to look weird and you're going to keep removing on different places and you're going to end up removing your whole foundation. So micellar water does not work here because it removes instantly the whole foundation and then you're going to be left with a little patch without foundation, so you will have to keep removing everything. But this trick with the oil is going to help you to remove only the cakiness of the foundation and it's going to allow you to continue and to refresh your makeup. Then another little piece of cotton, and I'm going to spray this one with Avene Thermal Spring Water. This is not only going to help to calm my skin, but it's also going to help to remove the excess oil that I have on my face. So again, very gently, wherever you passed with the oil, just pass with this, stroke your face gently with the Avene Thermal Spring Water. Now a little bit more of the foundation is going to come off and that's absolutely normal. But at the end of these two steps, you should have a nice face without cakiness and you shouldn't have separated foundation. Everything should look quite even, quite nice so that you're going to have this nice base to reapply and to refresh your makeup. Remember that not everyone is going to need all these 3 steps. Most people are going to do just fine with the tissue paper, and sometimes you're going to need to use the oil trick, but make sure that if you're using the oil trick, just make sure that you wipe your face after that with water. My preferred one is Avene, but you can use just tap water on a cotton pad and remove it. Make sure to pass with water so that you remove the excess oil off your face. And then once your face is nice and dry, we're going to move on to refreshing the makeup. Now this whole process is taking me a little bit longer because I'm explaining to you the different steps, but once you know the whole process, you're going to be able to do this very quickly. It's only going to take you less than a minute, a few seconds up to a minute maximum. So this is a very quick process. And also don't forget the under eye area, because this is usually the place where if you used concealer, you're going to have some creasing, because we have some fine lines here. So make sure that you don't have any creasing here or any foundation that is stuck into fine lines or pores or anything like that. You want to start with relatively nice base for the products. And now we're moving on to the whole refreshment of the face. I'm always going to use either a cream blush here or my favorite Water Fresh blushes from Chanel. Choose whatever you like, but I find that either cream blushes or this one work best when you want to refresh the makeup. This one, along with Water Fresh tint, they work beautifully to refresh the makeup, and you don't have to use this one in the morning. You may have used a completely different foundation. It's just that these products are water-based and they look beautiful on top of and as refreshments. I'm going to be using one of my favorite Water Fresh blushes. I'm going to break the bubbles on the back of my hand, and you can see that I still have a little bit of the blush left from the morning, but I'm still going to apply some on my cheeks here just to refresh my complexion, my face. If you are like me and you like the Water Fresh blushes, this brush is going to be irreplaceable. It is from Reference number 24, and I'm always going to apply a little bit also on my nose. And then moving on to refreshing my face, I'm going to be using same brush, because as you can see, the blush from Chanel, it actually matches my skin tone quite nicely, and I did not apply a lot. So I'm going to move on to, I'm going to use a combination of two because I'm in between shades right now. So I'm going to use medium light and light, and I'm going to use a little bit more from medium light because I want, usually for the evenings, I like to have a little bit more color on my face. So I'm going to mix those two on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply on my forehead, onto my nose, on my nose and under the eyes. It's very, very important. Okay, you can probably see now that everything looks like as if I have glass skin, or at least in real life, it looks as if I have super fresh skin, as if I slept 12 hours. Everything looks so fresh and beautiful. And now I'm going to use a little bit of the Water Fresh tint again. And I'm going to apply it right under my eyes, directly under my eyes. I'm going to use a brush here again. Make sure to mix everything on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to brighten my under eye area. This is an excellent way to brighten your under eye area because this is only a water-based product. So it's going to be excellent to brighten the under eye area, and even feels a little bit cold, so it feels quite refreshing. And then I'm going to tap with my fingers just to make sure that I don't have brush strokes. Now, another very useful product that I wanted to recommend here are the Care-Wise cream blushes. Again, these are excellent for this kind of technique because you can apply them with your fingertips and you can even use them on the go. And if you, let's say, if you want to refresh your makeup and you are at work, you're going to need a brush for the Water Fresh tint and for the Water Fresh blush. But for these blushes, you can just use your fingers, and they look so natural, beautiful. Next, for the evening, I'm always going to use highlighter. My current favorite is from Gucci because it has a little bit of color. It is excellent for this kind of summer makeup looks. It just enhances beautifully the complexion. I know that some people think it's a little bit dark, but you can see that I have quite pale skin tone and it doesn't look dark on me. It disappears into the skin beautifully. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this one on the high points of my face, and then a little bit on the bridge of my nose. You can apply this highlighter quite generously. It is very beginner friendly and it gives you a real glow, not kind of a greasy look. It is around sunset here, so the lighting seems to be changing all the time, but the colors in the skyline are beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and use powder. I'm always going to use a little bit of setting powder. I'm using the same brush. Well, that was not a good idea actually. I'm going to use a different brush. And use whatever powder you like, but I'm always going to set my face here only on the center, maybe a little bit under the eyes. Right here on the chin and on the forehead. Using powder is always going to create this very beautiful flawless look. I'm going to use now also a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to use it right here and also a little bit on my cheeks because I want the bronzer to, I don't want it to look like a real bronzer, but just wanted to give myself a little bit of color, a hint of color, but not a lot. I'm using a Guerlain bronzer, of course. I love Guerlain's bronzers, and you can see that I can customize now the color of my face. That's all that I'm going to do for my face because it looks quite flawless right now. I'm going to quickly fill in my brows because I don't fill them usually on a daily basis. If I'm not on camera, I don't fill in my brows. But for the evenings, I always like to fill in my brows just a little bit, fill in the gaps. But if you've already done that in the morning, then you can skip this step. Next, I'm going to be moving on to eyes. And one thing that I'm always going to do, I'm going to use a Q-tip and I'm going to just pass here in the crease, just to make sure that I'm removing any creasing of the eyeshadows. And then I'm usually going to take a soft matte color or something with satin finish. I'm going to be using one of the new Dior eyeshadow palettes and I'm going to refresh my eye makeup. I'm going to take this color here, it's my favorite, and I'm going to apply this one in the crease. It's very easy because I already have mascara, I have a little bit of eyeliner left, so I'm now only going to emphasize the whole look. And you can even skip this step if you don't have the time. You can just reapply a little bit of the eyeliner and reapply mascara. Again, it's going to look beautiful, but I'm usually going to take just a few seconds to reapply some of my eyeshadow. And then I'm taking the deepest shade here with the same brush and I'm going to apply this one close to the lash line and the outer part of my eye. This eyeshadow palette from Dior is very soft. If you're interested to see swatches or to see a review of this palette, I have a full review. So I'm going to make sure to link the video. I like to use it even for day and for nighttime looks. It just looks very nice. And then it's all up to you to decide how much of an intensity you want. You can make a really dramatic look. I never do that because I'm going to apply a bright red lipstick. I'm always going to reapply my eyeliner and I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I like to keep the eyeliner close to my lash line. And then use a little bit of the dark eyeshadow on top of the eyeliner. I'm going to reapply the mascara, but I'm only going to focus the mascara on the ends of the lashes. And I'm going to use a touch of lip balm and my favorite bright lipstick. Now about the blush, with this kind of a dark lipstick, I can definitely afford to use a little bit more blush. But I'm going to be going out, I'm going to meet some friends, and I don't have a lot of foundation here on the face. And I know that the color of my skin is going to show through, and that's why I don't like to use a lot of blush, because I'm going to get naturally blushed as soon as I go out, and I just want to allow my skin to show its color. But if you have applied a little bit more foundation, then you can adjust the blush, because if your natural skin color is not going to show through, then it's good to apply a little bit more blush. And I was almost going to forget, my fragrance of the day is from Lancome, and this is Trésor Midnight Rose. I absolutely love this perfume, especially, I love it all year round, but it has a special way of developing on my skin in this time of the year and in the summer nights. I don't wear this during the day because it's a little bit more seductive for an office. I like to wear actually the daytime version of this perfume, which Lancome conveniently decided to discontinue, who knows why. But my daytime fragrance is usually going to be this. This is Trésor in Love. I was able to grab a couple of bottles of this one before it was discontinued, and I'm going to make sure to leave a link because you can still find it at some retailers. So I love to use this one. It's like a early morning in Paris, and this one is like a nighttime in Paris. Very, very suitable for the evenings. It's a very girly, beautiful perfume. It's very long lasting, and it has raspberry, rose, violet. It has a little bit of musk, vanilla, and it develops beautifully for those gorgeous summer nights. Thank you so much for spending time with me and for watching French for a Day. It truly means so much when you choose to watch my videos, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you're going to try the tricks that I showed you in this video. Let me know how they work for you, and until next time, à bientôt!